If I were to give you $1,000 right now, what would be the first thing that you'd buy? Put it in the comments section down below. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, but also some breaking news from the UK. And of course, for all you keen crypto watchers, you have already seen this news over on either my Twitter, which I recommend you guys to follow, or my second channel, which is called 5 Minute Crypto. Of course, you also follow that. But if you haven't, here we go. Just a little recap of what we were reading about on there. Every single Bitcoin product has been banned in the UK as regulations crack down on crypto. And now it is not as bad as they made it look, but the FCA has basically cracked down on these derivatives a little bit in the UK, making it, I guess, a little bit harder to get your hands upon them. And note, this is not going down instantly. It'll be in effect the 6th of January 2021. But still, it's a rather interesting situation. Why have they done that? What are they thinking with this? Why are they taking some freedom away? I don't know, but I thought I should cover it for you guys because it's a pretty big change for a lot of people in the UK. Possibly. Ripple CEO named executives to build on ledger tech and XRP liquidity. Chief Executive Officer CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced in a tweet today the firm appointed two long-time Ripplers as managers of RippleNet and RippleX, which was previously Spring, in an effort to evolve the brand and support Ripple's growing customers, calling it a fresh take on the Spring brand. Ripple X will now focus on utility and liquidity in XRP. And by the way, if you're hearing some noise in the background, it is rain and it should calm your mind. So, see it as something positive as an additive or addition to the video. Brad Garlinghouse said on Twitter, and I think this is actually one of his most liked and most noticeable tweets. He said, "Today, I'm excited to announce longtime Ripplers Ashish Burla and Monica Long as GM of RippleNet and GM of RippleX, respectively. Ripple is evolving, but our core mission remains: we're builders, not disruptors." I still don't know how to interpret this last part where they're not disruptors, and I used to often see them as disruptors of the financial space, but if you start to think about what really it is they're doing, they're building a framework, a groundwork, but in the end, it's mostly gonna be working with other people, where I'm like, people are gonna be building on top of them. They're building on top of, the current payment rails where they're changing things, but it's mostly building on something that's already there. And maybe from that perspective, why they're builders and not disruptors. On the contrary, though, this whole crypto wave that they're starting in finance, yeah, it's rather disruptive, And getting rid of the Swift standard, possibly, if they were to go for something like that, it's also quite disruptive. On the contrary, though, most processes from a user end will still be kind of the same. Because if you're going to go to MoneyGram or Western Union, maybe the interface would look a little bit differently, but your general experience, if you take away the waiting time and the cost, is almost the same, right? It's not like your life all of a sudden is going to change dramatically from that perspective. It's rather the same, but just a lot more efficient. So, yeah. Some cool parts about that, though. Ripple X is now really being something. New name, same mission. Ripple X provides open protocols, tools, and services for developers to build trust, utility, and liquidity in the digital asset XRP. So, what I fetch from these two things alone is that Ripple has decided to rebrand it a little bit, mostly to not make it so confusing, the Spring part, and to make sure that everybody knows that if they're working with you, if they're working with this, it concerns XRP. Maybe that's something they wanted to go for. And also, since they also subdivided into the XRP Ledger Foundation, maybe they wanted to make sure that people knew they were still involved with the project. And that's why they named this one Ripple X. It's been in the process for a little while, but maybe that's one of the reasons why they wanted it this way. Ripple ODL corridor between UK and Thailand. Restructuring with Ripple X announced. So yes, the second part we have now read upon, but the first part, BitCup has enabled or established a new XRP and ODL based RippleNet payment corridor between Thailand and the UK. We heard about BitCup yesterday in one of the videos, but really what it is that they do, I did not cover. So this is what they got, this is what they've added. Pretty damn amazing. The transfers over there take only 30 seconds and the fees are 0.05%. I don't really know what I think about 0.05% anyway. I mean, if you look at it from a nominal perspective, it's still going to be almost no money. But if you look at it from a perspective of how much money could this be, if we're talking about transferring $100 million, that is still a huge amount of money, right? And I don't know if I really like that. I don't know if I should allow things like that. On a different note, though, they still do need to make some money themselves still. And since free payments and all of that are not the standard just quite yet, I'm going to completely allow it and just be happy that they've gone for such a change. I just covered this one already, right? Breaking UK news about the sale of those crypto. ZIL breakout could be beginning of new upward trend. I found that a very interesting article and a very interesting insight because ZIL used to be very, very, very popular, but I don't really see it at all anymore. And that kind of story goes along for a lot of other crypto. Once they get a very big downfall, like IOTA did, like Neo did, like Dash did, like Zcash, Ethereum Classic, all of those, you really don't hear a lot about them anymore afterwards. And kind of the same thing for Zilliqa. Don't get me wrong, I really like Zilliqa still, and I do support it quite a ton. Since they fell quite hard, you really have not been hearing too much about them anymore. There's actually a lot of crypto in this list here that used to be at the top of the top and have just fallen to levels at which they cannot recover from, at least not that easily. And I find that rather interesting, to just sometimes take a look at how some of these cryptos have fallen and what the current stance with those is. But yeah, it's pretty damn crazy to think about that. ZIL, though, I guess pushing some nice moves, alright? Pretty damn cool to see. Fun fact, ZIL is one of the coins I was very bullish about back in the bull run, because my profit trailer, the bot I was using at the time, accidentally bought me some where I didn't really want it. Yeah, and then I started to look into it, and I got pretty damn bullish about the whole project and its ideas and its core mission and all of that, which is a rather interesting story, if you ask me. From an accident came a passion. China's interest is centered around Bitcoin, signals next bull run. Okay, so in my previous video today, I covered Chris Larson's speech from eToro, or actually rather Chris Larson's monologue. It talked partially about the race in the crypto realm and in the digital currency realm being won by China, but for another part, just all the mining being centralized in China. All of those things could add to a system which us, as I guess very liberal people, might not want to support. Where it's like there could be so many factors determining what you can and cannot do concerning digital currencies, concerning digital finance, and just concerning your money. That might not be something I would really want. That might not something I could really stand behind and things like that. I'm also sometimes debating more and more and more about what China's real intentions are with crypto, because to a certain degree they don't really make it simple to get crypto. Maybe that's because they want to have control over all the purchasing and all the money that people have. On a different note, though, maybe they're doing this to eventually make it easier and get another surge of crypto miners to come in, or something along those lines. There's just so many theories that could be going around, and they're all definitely as interesting as the other ones. But yeah, here's an article from Dove Wan. Let's just quickly check that out. I didn't press it properly. My bad. Can I press it? There we go. So she, I think, said on Twitter, this is an interesting propaganda vibe from the CZ official media outlets, as Xinhua and CZTV2 The headline, "Crypto asset is the best performing asset year to date," was featured on all avenues: newspaper, online media, and TV. It's rare for such a coordinated effort. Kind of wondering where she's telling this story from. I'm assuming it's not China. I'm assuming it's not China if she's saying something like that. Ooh, that's rather interesting to claim it like that. She does get all the info though. I don't know even. I don't. Maybe I'm being too dumb with that. But I don't know how harsh it can be and how smart it is to criticize China from anywhere around the world. Even I don't know how they appreciate that type of stuff. So I'm I'm not really into that. Especially if you want to go to China again, maybe watch your words a little bit, because I guess all of us crypto guys, we know your stuff is being recorded, your stuff is being tracked, your stuff is being kept. So maybe some heavier statements like claiming propaganda and such might hurt you at one point in the future. Maybe it won't. I guess a 95, maybe to 99% chance it will never hurt you at all. But I'm just thinking about it, like what if you all of a sudden say the wrong thing? Am I too paranoid or what? Or will this never come back to you at all? I'm just thinking about what if, the consequences. And then Eric Cobalt, I just wanted to briefly give a little bit of a shout out, I guess, because the video he posted here, it was rather cool to check it out, to see a lot of people in there. But since I wasn't mentioned directly, I was like, man, I do all my best for XRP. I put in so many countless hours and still no recognition. But I guess I should see it from a different perspective, right? I should not be like, man, I shouldn't be salty that I'm not included in such a list. I should see it as some motivation, to a different degree. It's like, maybe I should just try harder. Kind of, talk a little bit more with all the people in the community. Try doing my best a little bit more and all of that. And just, I guess, literally talking more with people. Maybe that could, just solidify the position a little bit. Because if you also take a look, a lot of those guys have like 20,000, 50,000, 15,000, 25, 35,000 followers. And then I come with my 5,000 followers on Twitter, Maybe I'm a sucker for that as well, thinking I should make it to such a list. But still, I got 9 likes, so I was pretty happy with that. It's pretty damn cool. And I guess I'll make the next list, if I try hard enough. So yeah, that's some future outlook for myself and some goals. I think that would be pretty cool. And last but not least, something I want to kind of crack down upon. Don't gamble with crypto if you don't have to. These videos are now financial advice. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. But I'm saying, don't. Okay, I'm sorry. I had a heart attack. I thought it was the 12th already, but it's just the 6th. Because I have some crazy date. I have to go somewhere. Oh, my heart just stopped. I was like, maybe I forgot my appointment. Woo! It concerns gambling. That's why I was like, oh, damn. Oh, I thought about it just now. Okay, so I wanted to say don't gamble if you don't have to. With that, I mean XRP and gambling, they should not be in the same class, right? You should not want to associate XRP and gambling with each other like Tron and gambling are associated right now. That's why I am not supporting any gambling moves from this nature. The only thing I can kind of support is, I guess, DeFi, ICO, maybe those types of quote-unquote gambling. But real gambling, just normal legitimate ones, yeah, not supporting that purely for the fact that I don't want to make that association for people. You guys get it. All right, but that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody. Have a very nice day.